Flow. Align. Breathe. Connect. You know it's always time for your best you. Hi, I'm Reverend Dr. Kat, and I'm here to talk with you today about Chakra 2. It's been a long time since I've seen you. It seems as if I haven't spoken with you since before Christmas. So we're in the new year of 2020, and I have a friend of mine with me. She's come as the good witch in the past, but today she's coming in under her persona of Musher Joan, and I've known Musher Joan for decades now, and I'd like to welcome you to the show, Joan. Joan Kazmarzik, you and I have been sister friends for a couple of decades now.
Yes, definitely.
We've been through a lot of sled dogs together, and
yes,
I know you've had them before I came along, but
yeah.
I've been with you through the couple of decades of having the different dogs coming and going. And
yep.
so I thought with our chakra today of the color orange, we associate orange and the second chakra with the area of, as I've said before, procreation, co-creation, and recreation. And in terms of sled dog, that's a recreational or recreational
yes.
sport. Being able to have a healthy recreating capacity in our second chakra makes for a balanced life and brings ways that we can be our best. Because when we have that kind of color orange, just think about what that color is. Orange is a combination of red and yellow.
Yep.
Okay. And you know the name orange for the color never was called orange in the beginning.
Really? What was it?
It was called red and yellow.
Okay.
And there was an old ancient way of saying that. And it wasn't until oranges were discovered that then orange got its name. So the color itself was named after the fruit. Okay. The fruit was named before the color.
Okay. All right.
And it was named, I believe, in France for its, you know, pomme de l'orange or something, yeah. But I just did a little history search on that with that color. And then, you know, you think about what's the energy associated with the color of red plus yellow combined together. You've got passion and you've got happiness.
Yep.
So that second chakra is about having a passionate happiness in life. So how do we find ways to be finding hobbies and experiences in life that we can be passionate about?
And that also bring us a lot of joy,
and bring joy and spread joy.
Exactly.
So I thought, well, this is great because when you rescue the sled dogs,
yep.
then you're able to integrate them back in,
into the pack
you bring them into the school systems,
yep.
where the children get to meet you and the dogs and get rides on the sleds.
Yep.
So do the teachers and the principals sometimes.
And sometimes the animal control officer, too.
And even the animal control officer gets to go for rides sometimes, but that then brings the joy back into the community. So it really does produce a very healthy second chakra.
Plus it educates people. It educates the children about, not only about sled dogs, but about dog care in general. So they're bringing something into the, you know, into these children's lives that brings them, you know, not only does it bring them joy, because I know there's one school that I go to that when the kids are leaving in 6th grade, they ask them, what was your best experience while you were at this school? And almost across the board, it's always when the musher came in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel really good that I have been able to make a positive impact on these kids' lives, and that my dogs over the years have been able to share that and bring that joy to them.
I think one of the, that's really like, I've seen that joy. I've seen it with you and I've seen it with the children. And I think when I think about the first and the second chakras, as you know, the red and the orange and the yellow becomes our solar plexus. I think that, you know, it's just amazing to me because it's about family. So the animals, I think I see you teaching the children in the care and responsibility of, they're not just something that, you know, you have anymore as it's more of part of your whole life.
Exactly.
So for example, today, now in the house, in the basement are kennels.
Right.
But right now the dogs are outside in the
Yes.
outside kennel.
Yep.
And then they'll come back in
They'll be
if the
coming back
weather,
in.
you know, depending upon, so that they're not out in the evening. But it becomes part of your family, and you've had
Absolutely.
this family come, and you've had the family pass on, and you've taught the children. You know
Yes.
what that means, because I think sometimes people have asked you questions
have.
like,
Yeah, that's-
how do you do this for this
Yeah.
amount of time and
And
deal
having-
with death
Exactly.
on the levels that you have to deal with it, because it is, I mean, I've been with you with this, it is challenging
Yeah.
to have
But
that happen.
my feeling on that is that I have this love to share. And I also feel that the dogs that have been with me, almost all of them have been rescues. They've all been either rescues or giveaways. And they would want me to share that love again with another dog. Make another dog a lucky dog.
Yes.
And bring them into the family and show them the love and let them take over their place and, you know, continue this legacy that we began back in 1992.
So you see what we're saying about the second chakra being a place of, as I've said in the past, a creative space, because oftentimes people understand the second chakra from its primal space of procreation. And then they forget that there's that higher part of the second chakra, which calls towards one's being creative self. So there's always this pull and this tension. There's always a conflict in the second chakra between the desire to have the procreative and procreate and the desire for the self-creative and the self's purpose and destiny. So it's always an interesting tension that occurs in that second chakra area. You know, I brought in some orange things too, because I was thinking, well, what about orange? And you know what I couldn't help but think about when I was thinking about orange? You know me, I'm always going to bring some body stuff in. This is great for your lower back or just any type of massage work. If you can find things that have this type of knobby, you can do your feet, your back around. It's really going to be helpful for your body. It's like tapping and it's stimulating. So it's very healthy around that sacrum area where the second chakra rests. I was thinking about orange, and I couldn't help but think, who doesn't love a big orange cat? I was asking Joseph, the director, because, you know, he's been on the show before, and he took the photograph of the big tiger.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had some tiger orange cats, and I'm sure you've had some too. But who doesn't love Garfield, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lasagna.
Well, the first one I thought of course, is OJ.
Yeah.
Our sweet OJ.
So orange is a great. It's a great place to be. It's a great area of our body to be in touch with. Is the, you know, right below the navel, that's the second chakra part. And as I've said before, we have the rainbow of Roy G. Biv inside of us. That means that the green, which is our heart, is always going to balance the lower chakras of the red, orange, and yellow with the upper chakras of the blue, indigo, and violet, so that we're a balanced entity through our heart chakra. So coming from a place of compassion and intention in the movements and in the ways that we interact with one another. The second chakra is about relationship. A relationship with another in the procreative way, or relationship with oneself and the higher self and the evolutionary path and the destiny, the callings and the things like that.
Yeah, because this was, if we want to take it on that, I got into this by accident. I didn't plan on getting into dog sledding, but it did happen that way. And I've always said, and I will continue to say this, it may have happened by accident. It was something I think I was destined to do, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Now, wait a second. There's nothing that happens by accident.
Well, you know,
Some-
I
there are
adopted
no accidents
two
in
dogs.
life,
Yeah,
right?
well, I adopted 2 dogs, and the person I adopted them from was supposed to move to Alaska,
Right.
and he didn't, at least not until later on. So I called him because he had been running the dogs, and I called him in the fall and found out he was still around. I said, would you like me to bring Kira and Moon down so that you can run them? There's nothing in that statement about me doing dog sledding. But when I went down there, he said he had just 2 dogs left. He had given the rest away. And he said, well, if you come down, we can take the 4 dogs out. And that's how that all happened. In that first winter, I learned all about dog sledding and just fell in love with it. So.
Well, there's something very adventurous around it. It's like being on a sailboat, except you're out in the snow. And there was a lot of barking. I did it. A lot of barking. Those
Only when they're
huskies.
hooking up.
No, they talk a lot. If you've watched them on YouTube, you could see they have
but I'm
very
saying
big vocabulary.
But once you're out on the trail with them, it's you and the dogs and nature.
Yeah.
And if you're on a sled, all you're hearing is the hiss of the runners and maybe the tags on the dogs. As they're going down the trail.
It's like a sail going out sailing. You hear the boat.
It's just beautiful.
Wing.
Because like the harnesses.
Show us what this is, Joan.
Okay, these are
I
harnesses
haven't
that
watched
we
the
use.
clock. So in other words, you brought 2 different harnesses today.
Right, they're 2 different styles. And basically it fits the type of dog. If you have a slender dog like Lily or like Sugar, the best kind of harness is an X-back harness. It's better for a slender
Well, I
built
think
dog.
the reason why I'm asking you to show this is because some people may think that it hurts the dogs
Oh, God, no.
to pull a human body on a sled. You
No.
know, young people don't know much
Right.
about what this sport is.
Right.
And
This
even
goes-
recreationally, it's a recreational sport for you.
It is. It goes over their head. This plate, this part right here goes up against their chest. Everything is padded. There's no tension on their windpipe. Their legs come through, and then this is attached to the line that's attached to the sled. So all of the power from the dogs as they run gets translated back to the sled.
So the strongest dogs are closest to the sled?
Correct.
Yeah,
Those
the
are your
big,
wheel
big,
dogs.
strong dogs are
Yes.
close to the sled, and they're called the wheel
wheel
dogs,
dogs.
because they're the ones who get taken the biggest pull,
They're
like an oxen.
Right, and they tend to, like when you're going around a corner, they tend to do more of the turn. Dave was a phenomenal wheel dog.
I don't think the audience knows who Dave is, Joan.
Dave, I know they don't. Dave was a very, very special dog. He was a rescue from Vermont. He was Sky's dad. He was very special to you.
Oh yes,
Dave
all the
loved
dogs
you.
have been
He
very
was- yeah.
special to me since I've met them.
He was an
So-
Alaskan Husky, and he was a good-sized dog, very, very powerful. He liked running wheel, but he liked running single wheel. And what he would do is he would jump over the center line, depending on which way you were going, to give you more power on that side as you made a turn. I later ran him up, and I tried him up in lead, and he was a phenomenal lead dog.
So
he was
some
one
dogs
of those.
can go both
He was one of those
positions.
secret lead dogs.
They're like a goose.
Yeah.
Some geese will be in the lead, then they get tired, then they're in the behind,
Yep.
then another goose comes to the
up
lead.
because right.
So I'm
'cause
sure that
running
they
lead
do
is
have a
tough.
flow.
Yeah, running-
And then the other ones are for the
The
smaller
one
dogs.
are for dogs that are. This is an H-back, and this is for more of a more wide-bodied dog,
I see.
a bigger dog like Crystal.
Well, what I'd like to be doing, and I know we've on Nutmeg TV brought Lily on a
Yes, we
couple of
have.
times already, but I'd like to be bringing her on. The weather, we've gotten a little bit of what we call a January thaw.
Yeah.
So the weather's been quite warm, and they are quite. They don't like to be out in the warm weather. They do like it better
do
when
like it
it's
cold,
cool.
yeah, they like
That's
it
why
cold.
in the summer they oftentimes are in the basement on those hot days.
Right.
But again, so let's just talk orange. Aren't you glad you met me?
That sounds like something from a certain movie, you know.
I don't know. Me and my dog,
yes,
you know.
Aren't you going to just slide that card through?
Listen, Valentine's is coming soon, and I'll be doing a show next time. I guess I'll be doing probably a Chakra 3 and Chakra 4, which will be food and heart, so that those two go together really well. I don't know what I'm making yet, but I'm thinking meatballs. And remember that it's still cold winter here in New England, even though we've had a little bit of a warm-up time. I hope you've been taking care of your body. I've been sitting for the last couple of shows, not doing any kind of yoga movements. But remember, you can always do everything right from your chair. I teach a lot of chair yoga and instruct with that. Is a lot of movements that you can do just while you're sitting and watching TV. I know we've done the breath movement where we bring the arms up and then you bring the hands down. And with each one of these flows, it's almost as if you're doing out in the snow angel wings.
Yeah, snow angels.
But any of this upper body is going to activate your heart, and then you'll be breathing, and then you can put your legs up and you can do a little massaging. Remember the self-love and the self-care. That's part of a healthy second chakra. So oftentimes we think about giving out love and making love, and in that area of love, forgetting that love starts with ourselves. And if we're not able to give ourselves the love, we aren't able to deposit in it anywhere else. And if we're being offered something that's a beautiful gift, say for example, someone says to you, I have $1 million for you, and you say, I don't want it, then you won't get the $1 million.
No.
If someone says, I have some blessing that I would like to bestow upon you, and you say, I don't want your blessing, I don't need anything, I know what I know, that's an unhealthy second chakra, and you're not going to get your blessing.
Right.
So I know every show I'm layering up some elements of the chakras, because for many it's an unusual topic, and I hope that I bring it down to some earth matter for you. I'm always happy when you're able to come on the show. I hope you'll be coming on again, because I know you always co-host with me.
Yep. I enjoy
but we
doing
do
it.
have a lot of critters. So we have a co-creator, co-responsibility. Is there anything else you want to share with the guests watching about passion and following your passion? And you can close out with your final words about being a bright orange, red, yellow woman who goes out in the snow with dogs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a passion. You know, just even from that point that we've been talking about with them. It takes a passion to get up in the morning. You know, number one, even just taking care of them on a day-to-day basis. You have to love them, get out of bed, go take care of them before you go to work. You got to take care of them again at night. And if you get the chance to go out running, then you need to be able to get up, get everything packed up, and go. And the most beautiful thing is being out there and sharing with them what they love to do most.
So you have to have the passion within yourself in order to get up and take care and do the things that you need to do.
You have
if
to
that
have that
passion dies, then you realize that you are no longer passionate about a particular topic. Find a new passion.
Yeah.
Let that passion be a healthy passion so that you too can be your best you. Align yourself with whatever it is that you're looking at. You know, breathe into it, get the intention set, connect up with yourself and with others, and set out your directions. And you'll be amazed how full of a life that we can live no matter what age we are on this planet. And there was something I wanted to just say that I had written about orange, just to remember, you can focus on orange. Think of the sun, think of enthusiasm, creativity, success, strength, and endurance. Think of gold, because orange plus yellow, which is where we're going next show, yellow is gold. So think of the brilliance of gold and all that gold represents. It's a blessing for us to be kind to ourselves, and then we can spread the kindness. So that's about it with everything that we're doing. I know I brought my little cup in me and my dog, which is a Chihuahua, he goes everywhere that I go no. He stays home and he doesn't travel well. So he's a good little home dog, unlike my Angel.
But he thinks he wants to run with the wolves.
Well, he lives in the house with
yeah.
the sled dogs, so he's always thinking that he's a big boy, but he's a little guy
He's
with
just
a
a little
big
guy.
sense of himself. I
Big
think.
attitude.
Big sense of himself. If you have any questions, you know how to find me on Facebook, and you can always send an email to underthundermountain at gmail.com. And Joan, you're located on Moondance Huskies.
At Yahoo.
At Yahoo, so you can certainly check out Under Thunder Mountain. I've got a couple of books up from Amazon's, you know, Ancestors to Aliens. And I've got the Under Thunder Mountain.
Yep.
So, you know, check us out.
Yeah,
Love to see you
we're
again.
both on Facebook.
And be blessed. It's a good time to spread the love because Valentine's Day is coming.
It's right around the corner.
And that'll be great. So I keep getting different numbers from my floor men, so I don't know what they're doing out here. They tell me 10 minutes, then 5 minutes, and I know I'm talking for more than that. So pardon my little hiccuping here with all of you. But as I said, next show will be around the time for, we'll be around the time for Valentine's. So do you have any special thoughts around Valentine's that you're getting ready to do? Getting the dogs a special Valentine doggy bone?
Get some special cookies for them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go to get them?
I'm not sure because you know, it all
Tractor
depends.
Supply?
Possibly.
Possibly. They
You know,
usually have
Stop
some
and
if you're
Shop
looking
has
for
Stop and
doggy
Shop
treats.
has the other stuff that we like to get.
Yeah, Stop and Shop.
Because
So you can
those
see it becomes
monster
a family
bones.
affair. If you're
Those monster bones.
birthdays and anniversaries and Christmases.
Yep.
And you all understand. I
We
know
all-
y'all do because you're all on my Facebook showing me all the pictures of all the loves of your friends forever, all the time. So.